Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fantasy NBA Today, a sports ethos presentation brought to you by our great partners at FanDuel. My name is Aaron Bruski, also known as the eye candy of the show. And with me is the great Steve Dr. A. Alexander. Today, we're going to get you guys caught up after a super busy three-game night, but we actually have a really busy night and day ahead. So we're going to have a bunch of shows today. It's going to be a lot of fun. As usual, we'll start this show with a check-in on Dr. A's My Guys, as well as the Bruski 150 Players of the Night. We will have our top 4 ads of the night, and then we will wrap up this show with a visit to the Drop Zone. That's what we're going to do here. Doc, how you doing?
In the zone. I'm in the zone. I'm in the drop zone.
Are we dropping you?
Maybe.
Can we drop you 4 shows later today?
To be determined.
Please stick around. Also, get your questions in. We popped out a link, multiple platforms for you to get your questions in for Doc's show, Q&A with Dr. A. I hear he's got a special guest today. I hope they don't suck.
There's been a lot of hype. There's been a lot of hype about this special guest. I hope I'm excited to find out who it is.
Who's booking these guests?
Just heard
Garbage Man.
A lot of chatter, a lot of talk.
A lot of chatter. Let's get to some news. There's some actually interesting news. Kevin Porter Jr. assigned to the G League. And that's something we've been yammering about at least a little bit on the show. I know I talked about it in my waiver wire column and all the different places. Very quietly, Eric Nem of The Athletic reported that he was on track to return. And I told folks, I said, hey, before the next news piece hits, you guys got to get out there because he's available in leagues, Kevin Porter. So what are you doing with Kevin Porter, Doc? Are you making the ad? Are you worried about Ryan Rollins at all?
Well, I've got Porter stashed on IRs throughout the fantasy stratosphere. I am worried about Ryan Rollins a little bit. And I think I remember like a week ago, I said he's going to have a big game tonight. And then after that big game, you flip him for what the best thing you can get. And I still kind of feel like that's the play because while I don't feel that Rollins is just going to go away, he's not going to be as good as he's been. So if you sold high on him, or you can still sell high on him, I think it's a good play.
Yeah, there's got to be some value gain in there somewhere. And I think maybe toward the end of the year, it kind of flips back and we get both these guys producing at similar levels as the preseason projection for Kevin Porter and then what Ryan Rollins is doing right now. Though Ryan Rollins is shooting way over his baseline. So you have that in there as well. There's probably a good 25 to 50 ranks of value to be had there for Ryan Rollins in a sell high deal. We also have RJ Barrett news. He's expected to miss at least a week. And that I don't think is that surprising, but in the wake of that, are there anybody you're looking at to add there in Toronto, Doc?
I haven't looked at that. I do know that a certain producer extraordinaire named Andre was very high on Brandon Ingram coming into the season. And I think that so far that's sort of paying off. And I expect Ingram to really go off without RJ Barrett. So I don't know that there's a standalone ad sitting on Toronto's roster that you need to go get. Jacoby Walter maybe does something. Is that his name, Bru?
Yeah, and he's been marked by the local writers as a guy to watch. He and Jamal Shed are kind of floating around at the bottom of the waiver wire pile. Not quite there yet.
So I think Ingram will go off. I think Walter and Shed has had some good games this year. I think he's good playing FanDuel most nights, value pick. So yeah, I mean, those are the two guys I think I would keep an eye on, but all-star week coming from Brandon Ingram.
You mentioned All-Star. That made me think of lazy players. That made me think of lazy Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. It's going to be a theme we talk about and touch on a few different times here today. Look for some interesting action tonight, as well as the day back on Friday. It's always going to be somebody popping off with an unexpected line. Toronto, footnote that point about Brandon Ingram and Andre. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll get to the Bruski 150 section of the show. Dereck Lively to be reevaluated in 7 to 10 days. How does this sit with you, or what are you doing with this news?
Well, I mean, it's Danny Gafford's season, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh God, yeah. OGY.
Oh God, yeah. OGY, is that a thing? Is it now a thing?
Yes.
It needs to be. Gafford needs to be a thing. That dude was a first round value last year for a good 3-4 weeks, and then got hurt again as usual. But this feels like a good ramp for him, right? Like he's going to be solid mid round value at minimum for what?
I do not think that you will pick up Danny Gafford and have him pull is it Josh Timmy? Y'all steered me down the wrong path on that stone biscuit yesterday. Come on, man. Dude gets 1 minute,
sorry.
does absolutely nothing.
I'm sorry. Did you play him in Jet Howard? I'm sorry.
I may have had Timmy in my stupid FanDuel lineup. And guess what? I didn't win.
Well, if you knew his name, he would have performed better. It's Drew. Timmy.
Whoever he is, I'm not doing that again. But Gafford should be great. No Lively. I mean, this is what we've dreamed and hoped for. I dream and hope of Lively with no Gafford, or Gafford with no Lively. And now we get Gafford with no Lively. So that should be a good time.
Yeah, I can't wait. Also, still in Dallas, we've got AD was allowed to practice. That was the news until show started about 15 minutes before the show. Now he's more or less going to play Friday or Saturday. He's telling reporters that he would prefer to play the Lakers game for obvious reasons. And what are we doing with this? Like, I kind of feel like that next chapter is about to begin that we talked about in the show, I believe yesterday, the day before. What are we doing with this next chapter? Are you trying to leverage this into news to sell Anthony Davis, or are you what you doing?
I don't know, man. All I know is when they play the Lakers, I will have Anthony Davis in my FanDuel lineup for the only time this year. He's probably going to try to go off against the Lakers. I'm going to go ahead and say it. He will probably get hurt in that game, overdoing it. And then he will be out again for another couple weeks. And we'll be right back where we were before. Like, dude, if you can sell Anthony Davis, get rid of him. Just get out of the Davis business. You don't want a guy whose nickname is Street Clothes on your fantasy team.
I hate that you're probably right on this, but I'll give it a different spin. I think if you have Anthony Davis, nobody's going to buy Anthony Davis excitedly right now. You wait until hopefully makes it through 3 games. I can't imagine he has a good game against the Lakers. Like, they're going to come out gunning for him. Like, if he plays, they'll be excited about the game. If he doesn't play, they'll probably lose by 20. And but so does he have a good game in that one? I don't. God, I hope he
absolutely does. He absolutely does.
It's very possible they need him to do that. It's such a rust versus like not rest, but a rust situation, and who knows how he's going to play. I guess the reports are good.
Move him after the Lakers game because he's going to go off against his former team.
I would move him at least 3 to 5 games later after people it wipes from their memory. They don't even remember he was hurt. They don't even remember he's been a bad pick this season. They'll just see all those great lines, and then you'll just sell them for top 25 value and then get out from underneath all that hassle. Guys, if you're a brand new listener, welcome to the show. Happy early Thanksgiving. If you guys are just sitting here watching on YouTube, or if you're watching on Twitter, head on over to YouTube and subscribe to the show. We do a ton of shows over on YouTube, and they don't show up here on Twitter. So head over to youtube.com/sportsethos. Make sure you're all subscribed up. Doc, let's get to your Dr. A's guys of the night. Who do you got?
You know, Kamla got me all fired up about CJ McCollum. Before the season started, he was like, dude averages 20 points every single year, and he gets assists, he gets rebounds, he hits threes. And I was like, you know what, Cam, you're right. I'm going in on CJ McCollum. I drafted him everywhere. And man, it was a roller coaster, hit or miss there for a few weeks, but he came through in a big way last night. 46 points, 10 triples. for CJ McCollum. 5 boards, 4 assists, a steal. CJ McCollum went nuclear last night, and as long as they keep playing him in Washington, he's going to put up numbers.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be inconsistent is what it feels like, but I almost wonder if they go, hey, CJ, you want to score 40 tonight? We need you to get your trade value up. You've been a little bad lately. Could you go out there and do that? And he's like, sure, why not? I'll shoot a bunch and I'll get the numbers. If this and the other time he did this hadn't happened, I'd be a lot more worried about him. But the fact that he can reach up to the stars and grab one, that's going to be just fine. I mean, you got to take the pain when he's bad and then you enjoy the benefit when he's good. But late round value on the season, I think if he can get rolling, you have a mid-round upside there. That sounds great. Who's your other Dr. A's, my guys of the night?
I'm just going to throw it out there. No need to talk about it. My guy, Luka Doncic, 43 points, 9 boards, 13 assists. I think he had 29 in the first half, and he was on his way to a monster game. He kind of cooled off in the second half a little bit. The Lakers won me 2 bets last night. Both of them were of the live variety. So that was cool. And dude, I can't imagine being a Dallas Mavericks 12-year-old fan and waking up in the morning and looking at the box scores or the, TikTok or whatever. And you're like, oh, Luka went off again. Hey, let me go see what Anthony Davis did. Let me go see what Cooper Flagg did. Nothing. They did nothing. Like, Luka is such a badass.
They've got their digital posters on the wall, and now they flip it from Luka to Cooper Flagg.
I feel bad for these little kids because you can't explain to a little kid like, hey, Daddy, why'd they trade Luka? You're like, dude, I don't know. I don't know.
Because Nico Harrison thought he knew a lot more than he did.
Now you have 17 Luka jerseys and all of his shoes, and he plays in purple and gold now. I'm sorry. It's sad.
That's why I've started early here with my kiddo, and we've cleared him of the Kings issue. And no matter how many times Andre wants to make him a Domantas Sabonis fan, there's nothing wrong with that. I just gently nudge in a different direction. Here's Steph Curry. He loves Steph Curry, and it's great. My favorite player, Steph Curry.
It reminds me of somebody said the other day, like, nobody wants to see Josh Giddey play in an all-star game. And you think about the Kings. Like, if you're a child, if you're a 12-year-old and you're a Kings fan, like, what King do you want to see in the all-star game? I mean, the only answer is Sabonis.
No, DeMar DeRozan. I want to see some fouls drawn. Let's do it. Hey, you know what about Luka? He looks like he's having a blast out there. And it's really funny. There was the altercation between Chris Dunn and Luka. Started with Chris Dunn and Luka, and then Jackson Hayes came in and shoved Chris Dunn. And Luka's out there just like straight-faced, cold, just like playing around with Chris Dunn. Like after they got all fired up, he just walked over with a little Cheshire smile and he just tapped him. It was great.
Dude, Luka ain't
it's
playing.
Talking trash every night. It is awesome to be Luka in LA. What a great move for him. I know he's sad about it, but like what a great move for him.
I don't think he's sad anymore. I think he's glad he got out of there.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. He got into a better spot. He's in LA. I'm sure he's enjoying the beach. Life is good.
Lakers are 13-4, dude. Lakers are in second place.
LeBron looks like he's having fun. Austin Reeves is out there just crushing people, and they're going to have defensive issues. I thought the broadcast after the game did a great job of focusing on the defensive issues that squad's going to have against OKC and Denver. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just enjoy whatever this is going to be here in LA, and we'll take it from there. I got Scotty Barnes. It's a light night here, but it gives us a chance to zoom out a little bit. And Scotty Barnes by totals, which kind of matters, is the number 4 or 5 play on the year in fantasy basketball. He's averaging 19 points, 8 boards, 5 assists, 4.5 cash counting stats of 3 steals and blocks, shooting 51.3% from the field, 82.1% from the foul line, just 2.1 turnovers per game. And I think the point you made earlier about Brandon Ingram is really important here. Brandon Ingram's showed up. He's been the man. He's scored. He's added balance to this offense. And yeah, you get RJ Barrett in there shooting a little bit too much, but it kind of comes from everybody else's stats, not Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is just allowed to go out there and kind of do Scotty Barnes stuff. His time per touch was down early in the year. Just as this is like a streamlined, efficient Scotty Barnes. And so the questions are, will he keep it up? I don't think anybody came into this season expecting Scotty Barnes to be a top 5 fantasy play. He and Tyrese Maxey are really kind of the surprised high-end guys of fantasy basketball this season. And so if he's shooting 5 to 7% better from the field than what we would expect from him, if it's the same from deep, if he's getting more defensive stats than he's accustomed to, I think the question is, okay, should you sell high? And what should you sell high for? I mean, there's probably like a round or two of potential of sell high ball here, but what if he just took a step forward? And this situation in Toronto is kind of perfect for him. And I don't know what they'll do with the trade with RJ Barrett and if that screws things up for him at all. But it's just a really unique, interesting situation. If you've got Scotty Barnes, you could probably flip him for something of a top 15, maybe even a top 20 pick. And I don't know that I would feel great about doing so. So it's kind of a catbird seat there for Scotty Barnes. Doc, you got any Scotty Barnes takes? Because I got some other takes connected.
No, I mean, Scotty Barnes, man, I was all over him last year. I drafted him a lot. I did not mess with him this year, and I probably should have. Like if you had Scotty Barnes and Tyrese Maxey on your team, you're rolling right now anyway.
Yeah, and I think there was a lot of buyer's remorse for Scotty Barnes last year because of the injury and some of the fluctuations of value. So it was a fun grab. I got some Scotty Barnes this year and kind of went ahead of folks on Scotty Barnes. It didn't feel good, just like it didn't feel good for like Lauri Markkanen and others. And I got some other fun names along this same vein here. Names you would not expect at the top of the fantasy basketball chart, since it's the night before Thanksgiving and we can gorge a little bit. We have a little bit of freedom here in the show. There's only 3 games last night. Lauri Markkanen ranked 7, Mikal Bridges 8, Jalen Johnson 9, Trey Murphy 11, Jimmy Butler 12, Khalil Ware 14, Klingon 21, Ryan Rollins 24, AJ Mitchell 35, Con Knipple 38, Colin Gillespie 52, Kaysen Wallace 54. You're going to notice a theme here, by the way.
Is this on the season?
This is on the season. Yeah, this is on the season.
Where is Khalil Ware?
Khalil Ware is 14. Dude, it's a lot of games played. It's a lot of games played.
Give me a hard time for drafting Bruski.
I was not.
And Khalil Ware.
What? No.
And I didn't say I said Bruski, people. I said people.
Okay. Got it.
Khalil Ware has been otherworldly. And then Buzelis is not really killing it. He's not doing as much as I had hoped, but it's still early, man. I'm not giving up the faith.
Yeah, no, these are 9 cat totals, guys. So, that is something to take into consideration here. But there's just a lot of names here that I don't think people realize how great their season has been so far. Ryan Kalkbrenner, 55, Cedric Coward, 56, Royce O'Neal, 57, Santi Aldama, 58. And availability is a part of this. And so, I mean, we've talked sell high on some of these guys. And there could be some buy low in here as well. It's kind of what the market thinks. Ryan Rollins, sell high. Con Knipple, you think you're selling high there, Doc?
Nah, he's going to do it all year, man. He wants to win Rookie of the Year.
AJ Mitchell feels like kind of a classic sell high guy, but I just, like I said in other shows, I just can't do it. Can't do it for Colin Gillespie.
See, I disagree on AJ Mitchell. I think AJ Mitchell is a perfect sell high because, I mean, is Jalen Williams coming back? When are we going to see Jalen Williams? Do we have any news on him at all?
This is a topic that hurts my soul. Like, it feels like, I think the great Panda Mike Passador in our Slack chat, he aimed for Christmas. And I mean, they were literally having a legit conversation like, when is this guy coming back? He aimed for Christmas. I think the idea was that the Thunder needed to lose another game, and who knows if that'll ever happen.
That's a long time, man. That's a month away.
That was an educated guess by one of the best blurbers in the game. And again, it's a guess. And he's out there shooting the basketball. He's out there in the pregame. And this wrist injury, when I looked it up over the summer, I went completely against my instinct and thought, okay, I'll trust some of the quasi reporting out there. And I in my heart of hearts, I remember the Darren Williams wrist injury from 10 years ago. And I think we warned people, and then it got really bad. And I just had that in my brain, and I went and I looked into it. It was a bad one. And then, he's out there, he's about ready to go, or, whatever the reporting was. And it's just, now it's like, who knows? We'll see. So this AJ Mitchell question is banging around in my brain for two reasons. One is, what if Jalen Williams doesn't come back? The other is, what if he becomes the guy that Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins think they are? No, I'm kidding. And he just hangs around, and he's just a top 75 producer the rest of the way, and he just plays every night. And this 35 here for the season turns into like 50 or 60. And it's like, oh man, I went a real long way to go for a sell high deal, and I ended up missing out on AJ Mitchell top 60. So you're right. This is a classic sell high. I could easily be wrong on this one.
Well, I just hope Jalen Williams comes back by Christmas, because he's one of my favorite players. I love Jalen Williams. I don't have him anywhere. I did not draft him. Once we found out he was hurt, I faded. I let other people draft him. There were people drafting him that didn't even realize he was going to miss time, and like educated people. And I did not think he was going to be out this long. When I first heard about his injury, I was like, this can't be that big of a deal, or we'd hear more about it. But man, it's tough. If you drafted J-Dub, I feel for you.
Yeah, I got some teams that are doing real well with him on the bench, and it's really irking me. I think the theme with the people on this list is, I don't think people look at totals for ranks, and they do in football. I don't know about baseball. I don't have a lot of experience there, but in football, it's like, what's your number? What's your points number? And then the ranks kind of flow from there. I think all these players are mostly undervalued out there in the market today. And I don't know if there's a sell high that really stands out to me. Klingon, Kalkbrenner, maybe. The rest, I just think people are like, oh, Royce O'Neal, you should cut him. Well, Royce O'Neal is the top 60 player in 9-cat leagues. You just cut the top 60 player. Santi Aldama, 60. Okay. All right. Enough on that topic. Let's get to our top 4 ads from last night. Doc, let's light the world on fire. Who's your number one?
Bru, this is for you. Because you love to let me know how much I love.
When I said this once in the last 3 months, it really stuck with you.
No, you've said it more than once. But
over the years, yes, I've said this.
Everybody knows that I'm a Corey Kispert guy.
Everybody knows.
And he beat me in FanDuel last night because the guy I was playing against had Corey Kispert. I was like,
the real reason this is being brought up, ladies and gentlemen.
You have Kispert. Like, what is wrong with you? He's like, man, that's 2 good games in a row. And he's right. Kispert last night had 19 points, 4 triples, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, 1 block. And that's back-to-back good games for my guy, Corey Kispert. Is it time to pick up Corey Kispert? It might be. I don't know. It's very hard to trust anyone that plays on a 2-win team. Washington had 1 win going into last night. They beat the Hawks. Now they have 2. But Kispert's been balling for 2 straight games. He's in that starting lineup. It might be time.
He's also doubtful for tonight's game, but
good. That's good.
Thanks. That'll ice your but really, I mean, honestly, this one game doesn't matter, right? Like, Corey Kispert misses the game, he comes back. Like, do you think Corey Kispert has like a future in fantasy leagues in a Washington situation that can get kind of nice a little bit quick?
I mean, it could. The fact he's questionable or doubtful for this evening is a total buzzkill. Probably giving him a night off. He's had 2 good games in a row, back to back. So, yeah,
you just needed to bring Corey Kispert up. Let's just admit it.
Well, now that I know he's doubtful for tonight, which I did not know until you just told me that, I'm probably not messing with him right now, but he should at least be on people's watch list.
He's on your watch list. We all know that.
Yes.
I'll go with.
Always
He is. He's always. I got Anthony Black, 31 points, 4 triples, 3 assists on 70% shooting. Look, I can't predict Anthony Black for you guys. I have no idea. I will say this, and I would actually tell you to go back and watch the box score breakdown, because Tim Woodson did a breakdown that was really good on Anthony Black. On my side, basically what I've just been noticing is that he's been playing better on a night-to-night basis. He looks a little bit more quicker. Like it's almost like it's a combo of all the things. It's like the game's getting slower for him. He's getting more fluid out there. He's able to get to certain spots. He's had some good dunks. The stats are not consistent, and even with Paolo Banchero out, so Anthony Black on the season is more of a back end of the top 150 guy, and I'm not just diving into that. I think that this could get bad real quick when Paolo gets back, and really it feels like that's within the next couple games here. So maybe a short-term ad for Anthony Black. Doc, who's your next?
I feel like Anthony Black passes the eye test. Like when I watch him play, he looks good, man. Like I'm kind of into Anthony Black right now. Next on my list is Zachary Risache. Dude, he's either in the pickup or the drop zone, or he's always floating around. Like he's never just secure in one place. He's good sometimes, and he's not good other times. Risache last night, 17 points, 2 triples, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 blocks. Zachary
I don't even know. I thought it was a typo, but
it's weird. I thought I wrote
he does this
down a
though.
typo.
Every once in a while, he does this,
and it was against Washington. Let's keep that in mind. But you're like, I don't know what Anthony Black is going to do day to day. I don't know what Zach Risache is going to do day to day either, or Corey Kispert. But Risache was good last night. If you're in a deeper league and he's floating around out there, he might be one of the better players on your waiver wire. So, very good game by Risache last night.
Yeah, I think the injury, and then you got Trae Young coming back. I mean, it's messy there. We got to come up with a name for people that are on and off the waiver wire, ads and drop zones and all of that. I was thinking of the Dryer, and that's not a good name. John Collins is my 4th must-add player of the night, and I don't know. I mean, I try to fancy myself a John Collins guy, and I can't ever get behind it. But yeah, 18 points, 4 threes, 5 boards, no defensive stats, hit 3/4 of his shots. It does feel like they might try to get him more involved to see if they can upgrade him at that position, which I don't know how they're going to do, but they're going to try. And the rumors of DeMar DeRozan possibly landing in Clipperland also kind of loom large for this team, but let's not get ahead of ourselves there. John Collins, I can't tell you to run out and pick him up. I need way more than what he provided in this line. He hit his 3-point shots. That's what happened. So good for him. Good for you, John Collins. Do more, and I will give you a better recommendation. Any shout outs or honorable mentions for you, Doc?
Bilal Coulibaly. He only had 9 points and 3 rebounds, but he also had 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Coulibaly is another guy, man. Like it's there. It's like bubbling just below the surface, but it's yet to come up out of the lake. Like I don't know when or if he's going to get it going, but the tools are there. We know Coulibaly has huge fantasy potential, and he was okay last night. He wasn't great. And I've also got Jet Howard. He had 13 points and a 3. Nothing else. Only if you're in a super deep league and need points.
The cool thing about those situations with Jet Howard is that even though it's not going anywhere, you just kind of check a little box and go, okay, I saw that, Jet. And then the next time the opportunity opens itself up, you've got that in your Rolodex, and you can, just remember, hey, he did good the last time he got a shot. And I'll spin it to teammate Goga Pitatse. He has been quietly, and I emphasize quietly, good. Like he has basically got you like a steal and a block every night, and consistently done it inside the top 150 in 9-cat leagues at a 140 mark in 17 minutes per game. This is like kind of put you to sleep numbers, but 6 points, 5 boards, and the 1.5 assists. It's not doing much for you, but the block and the steal to get that in a streaming situation, or if you're in a deep league and you got 2 centers and you just need somebody to get you something, Goga Bitadze has been actually consistent. And then he's had some upside in the past, top 50-ish. And, that takes a lot for him to get there. And I'm not even remotely talking about that as reality right now. But Goga, and then you mentioned Bilal, and he also is inside the top 150 with like 26 minutes per game. So he has some room to improve, and his shooting's down. And I just feel like he hasn't really gotten going for them. I think they need to kind of turn a page in Washington, like all the way. And we're probably talking post CJ McCollum stuff and post Chris Middleton stuff. So Bilal still, I'm chasing. It's not happening, but I'm chasing. What else we got? I think, do you have any other shout outs, Doc? Nope. Okay. I will actually shout out Chris Middleton, 10 points, 12 assists, 7 boards. Blech. Was it the great showcase game of 2025? I don't know. Let's get into the drop zone. And actually, before we do that, guys, if you're considering adding or dropping these players, hit pause on this. Go head on over to youtube.com/sportsethos and make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to build that side up because well, for one, it lets us know that you guys want this content and we can continue to make this content. And it's really the single easiest thing you guys can do to let us know that you guys want more of this content is get on over to Sports Ethos, youtube.com/sportsethos and hit that subscribe button. Let's get to the drop zone. Doc, who do you got for your top drop zone guy of the night?
Did you hear me puke when you said shouted out Chris Middleton, Bru?
I did. I called you a doctor while I was doing the read.
It was gross. Jake LaRavia played 17 minutes last night for the Lakers. Like, that's not going to get it done. If LaRavia is not playing at least 25 minutes, I don't think you want him on your team. Bru, I know that it's going to hit you where it hurts.
That doesn't hurt me at all.
I know you love you.
He's dead. I do, and I think that they're kind of giving away house money or whatever. But no, I've said he's done. He's dead to me.
Yeah, 17 minutes.
I cut his ass.
I'm out.
I'll bring up Quentin Grimes. I feel like obviously 3-game night we're kind of reaching here, but he's been a little quiet lately. He showed up, I think, in the drop zone yesterday or the day before. 27 minutes, 8 points. 1 of 9 shooting, 3 boards, 4 assists in a blowout loss. I think Philly's running out of gas right now. And I think they relied on Quentin Grimes a lot in the first part of the season, first 15 games of the season. So that might be some of what's going on there. You got Paul George coming back. That threw a little wrinkle into things. And, Joel Embiid hanging around, maybe throwing the team off kilter, knowing I got to go throw the ball into that guy pretty soon. But just to be clear, I'm not dropping Quentin Grimes at all. I expect top 75 production on the season the rest of the way. Doc, you got a drop zone guy for us to talk about?
Tristan da Silva started for the Magic last night. This game was a blowout. Like, Orlando ran them out of the gym in the second quarter, and da Silva only played 17 minutes. He had 10 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, and a block, 2 threes. So he was okay. Orlando only has one more game between now and Sunday. So if you wanted to drop da Silva and pick up a 2-game guy, I think that makes sense. Otherwise, I think we can chalk his bad night up to the blowout factor.
Indeed. He's had a good season. He's definitely on the radar, whereas before I would kind of ignore everything he had going on. Same with Wendell Carter. 12 points, 8 boards in this last game. No defensive stats. He hit 80% of his shots. The market's kind of soft on Wendell Carter, but he's just been solid this year. And I've really had zero faith that he would put anything together this season. I would say for folks, keep riding this, and there is some risk because over the season he will get hurt. He will lose his fastball. And I think if that happens, then kind of all bets are off. But at least right now, I think he's more answer than problem. And I do like the ability of Wendell Carter to dole out the ball to the three scorers that the Orlando Magic are going to soon have to integrate again. And it doesn't help that Jalen Suggs is out there chucking a little bit. So Wendell Carter to me is kind of the balancing act in Orlando. So I don't know if you have any comments there, but if you do, feel free to weigh in on the Wendell Carter drop talk or hit your honorable mention, sir.
Yeah, Nickeil Alexander-Walker last night had a rough one for the Atlanta Hawks. I'm not dropping Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Vit Krejci also had a bad night. Krejci played 14 minutes, had 10 points, hit 2 threes. Not really anything else. If you're holding Vit Krejci for some reason, I think it's time to let go. NAW Alexander Walker played 32 minutes, only scored 8 points, hit 3 of 9 shots. Didn't really have any cash counters, 0 steals, 0 blocks, couple threes. I think NAW is a must hold player until Trae Young gets back. And even when Trae Young returns, he may still be a must-have player. So
it's not a great it's not a great line to sell high with, but Nah and Jalen Johnson and even Onyeka Okongwu are all sell high candidates with Trae Young coming back. And that news hasn't really quite hit. And when it hits, it's going to get really, really loud. Each of those three guys has season-long ranks that are way over both projected and baseline and all of the different things. So you do have an opportunity there. Now, maybe you don't want to go there in full because you think these guys will just continue to have solid roles and you don't think you're going to get the value out of that. I completely understand that. And the last thing about that game last night was super interesting was it was a total schedule loss. Again, Kevin Chinardo, I shout out, it feels like every show now, had a schedule breakdown that he shared. And this was one of those classic schedule losses. And if you recall, everybody had a good night the other night except for Zachary Risachet. It was almost like he took that game off and then he was the only one who had a good night in this game as the schedule hit them really, really hard. So I don't know that it helps you in a sell high or any of those scenarios, but at least there's some texture for why those guys went south in this most recent game.
I would argue that there's never been a better time than right now to try to go trade for Jalen Johnson. 7 points, 3 of 12 shooting, 5 turnovers. He just had an off night. And I think is like we talked about yesterday, as long as Jalen stays healthy, I think he's going to do this all year. Now might be the perfect time to go try to make an offer for Jalen Johnson. You might be
because people are expecting the dip due to Trae Young's return, and you're playing 5-dimensional chess over there, Doc. I see what you're doing. It's really I guess it's whatever the deal is about. You know, like if it's like Jalen Johnson's been a top 5, 6, 7, 8 value over the last couple of weeks here, really consistently, mind-bending numbers. And you might be able to pull a top 15 guy back. And I think if you were to get a top 15 guy and you're like, okay, I don't have to worry about Jalen Johnson getting hurt for the rest of the year, you're feeling pretty good. But maybe you want to shoot for a top 25, top 30, and people are scared about Jalen Johnson and they're kind of maybe happy to get out from the risk. And I don't know if that's true considering his draft slot, but top 20, 25, depending on the name, you might get in there and get Jalen Johnson, and he continues this all season long, and you get the season we've all been waiting for Jalen Johnson. So this thing can cut both directions. It's super interesting stuff. Feel free to interrupt me as I get us out of here, but go ahead.
I'm going to interrupt you real quick. There's a headline on ESPN that just caught my eye. CJ McCollum's 46 points powers Wizards to big win over Hawks. Was it really a big win?
It's a big win. Dude, if you've won one game all season or whatever they've won,
15. They're 2-15.
I'm sorry that 2 is a massive win. It's a big win.
Not a big win.
It changed the course of Earth.
It was a win.
I swear to you, historically sound. Guys, last call for head on over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. I know I've said it a few times here today, but again, it just lets us know that we do this for you guys. You guys like this stuff, and it's the single easiest thing you can do to help us out over there. That's going to do it for today's show. We're going to be right back with the Q&A with Dr. A and some amazing guests. Let me tell you, just an amazing person and a really good looking dude. And I can't wait to see who that is. Great
First of
show,
all,
Andre.
We're doing the look ahead first, bro.
Oh, we are? Well, I bet your guest also doesn't understand what he's doing in the course of a day. And we're going to be doing the look ahead.
Hey, nobody said eye candy was smart.
No. Actually, if you want to quote every single coach I ever had, it said that I'm like the dumbest smart guy they've ever met in their life. And I think they're on to something. Big thanks to the content team, Mike Pastor, Keston Paul, Mark Camaro, Tim Woodson, William Harris. You guys are doing great work in the basketball department each and every night. And that'll do it for us here. We'll be back here in a few seconds. This has been Fantasy NBA Today, presented by FanDuel.
FanDuel.